And welcome to the Writer's Life, the place where you get the sight, sound, smells, taste of my personal writer's life. Why can't I hear myself? You guys getting audio? Am I doing this right? I assume you're getting audio. Hang on a second. La 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 la. I think I'm getting it right. Disable camera. Mute? No. All right. Well, anyway, I think I'm doing this right. That's how long it's been since I've done like a personal video. I just took some time off because I've been so over the top busy, crazy busy. Writing, mostly writing, because you know, at a time when you would think like I'd be slowing down, I seem to be like taking on more and more and more responsibility. Not only with Bear Media, I have a book that's with my agent that's out for sale. I have book blasts going, book short reads for readers on the go kind of thing. So we're trying to compete with all those people who spend their life texting and stuff. We have the true anthologies, right? This true romance is coming together pretty well. That should be launched in December, I think. I'm running Kickstarters. I just two successful back-to-back Kickstarters I just engaged in. Plus, in a couple of weeks, we'll be launching a Book Blast Kickstarter. When I say we, I mean Troy Lambert and myself, Troy Silence of the Lamberts, who's a frequent guest on the show. And now, just to make things even busier, we've started a new press, a new mystery noir press, a small press, on the heels of the demise of Down and Out Books, who I considered like an elite niche publisher of noir and hard-boiled mystery. And what a roster they had. Edgar Award winners, Shamus Award winners, Thriller Award winners, all that stuff. They couldn't move books very much, though. That was their only problem. They didn't have much in the way of marketing. In fact, they had no marketing whatsoever. So a lot of authors were sort of getting away from them anyway and starting their own imprint or whatever, like I did. I still believe I used to believe that an author should be 80% traditionally published and 20% independent, right? That not very long ago, like pre-COVID, just pre-COVID, that's all. And now I believe an author should be 80% independently published with their own imprint, just to maintain their own IP and to keep it for forever. Because so many traditional publishers now will not release your IP. They'll hang on to it forever. And 20% traditionally published. So, but anyway, we wanted to start. When I say we, I'm talking myself, Troy Lambert, and Stacy. Stacy, you're gonna kill me if you watch this because I'm gonna brutalize your name. Stacy can. Well, first of all, we're working on the website, and like this is like just it's under construction. It's not for general consumption yet. She admits that everybody butchers her name. See, I'm one of the founders. Stacy's Smakowski. I want to say Semkowski. That's why it keeps getting screwed up. It's Stacy Smakowski. She's one hell of an editor. So she's actually the CEO of the company. There she is, pretty lady. Very smart. She's the CEO of the company. Troy Lambert will be the president, and yours truly will be the editor at large. which means I will sort of come and go like the cavalry. Um, but those guys will be there full time. And we're going to be a little bit different in that we're going to offer a marketing package. Imagine that, a full marketing package. We're going to offer like a 50% 50% royalty on ebooks and a very competitive rate on audio and paper. What else are we doing? We'll be doing like, I mean, if your numbers are good, we'll be doing book bubs. We'll be, submitting for on your behalf for book bubs and Kickstarter or book bubs and like other like bargain booksies and stuff like that. You'll be getting like a really good book launch. Stacy's like an expert at that. So our whole point is to make authors money, right? Because you're into this for the art, of course. But if you were just into it for the art, you'd write your books and put them in the drawer, and that would be it. But you want to have readers, you want to make some money, all those things. So when we did the True anthologies, the first one, and we decided to launch it with a Kickstarter program campaign, we were really like floored with the success of it. I mean, no one made a ton of money, but people made upfront money. They made like $60 or something, right? So with the second one coming up, True Romance, we're going to try to double that. And as we keep going, we're going to try to double that and double that as more and more of the Kickstarter marketplace gets used to our product and enjoys our product, so to speak. And starting in January, when Alibi launches officially, we'll be doing the True anthologies and the book blasts under that imprint. Only makes sense, right? Keep it consolidated. I think that's a good idea. Now, I'm not saying like Alibi Syndicate Press should be like your go-to period. My suggestion is try a book with us. If it goes okay for you, maybe you'll want to do more, maybe 2 more, maybe 3 more. Who knows? That's for the future. Also, we're going to try to get you guys reviewed. That was something that Down and Out just could not do, or they didn't bother doing it. They wouldn't even announce deals in publishers lunch, for God's sakes. All that's going to change. We're going to do all that. We're going for ITW approval starting now. And we'll have to get approval from Mystery Writers of America and, the usual stuff. And become, there'll be a press release and news about it in Publishers Weekly, all that stuff. But that's coming. And for now, we're not taking submissions. For now, we're curating our submissions. Hey, Frank, what's up, buddy? You're not kidding. Long time no see. I didn't even put the chat on, thinking that nobody'd be watching this right now. I was just going to record it. Frank, if you're still listening, can you hear me? Let me know. Because I'm having trouble hearing myself in my super duper headphones, and I don't know why. I don't know why. I should be, right? I don't know. Anyway, so that's sort of the big publishing news on my end. So now I don't have any time to sleep. But you know what? A year ago, okay, great. Thanks, Frank. A year ago, at this time, I could have been tits up and sleeping for the rest of eternity. But I caught that one. In fact, I had 2 occasions for that to happen last year. Holy crap. But the good Lord and my guardian angel is on my side. Now I'm just getting fat. I'm working out like crazy, but like, last year I was like skeletal. And this year, like, I'm so healthy, I'm fat. Not fat. I mean, I don't need Spanx or anything like that. But, I'm around 187, something like that, and I'm not a tall guy. I'm 5'6", 5'7". That's but I look good. I I wear my weight well, because I have this muscular body. You know, I look good. I look good. By the way, Frank Theodat is here right now, and you can get the boys anthology um, that was just released, and I'm really proud to be involved in that one, and I'll be pushing that one soon too, and um, and stories for boys. When I was a kid, I used to read Boys Life magazine, right? Because I was a Cub Scout and a Boy Scout and all that stuff. Um, until naturally I quit because, like, I couldn't stand. Like I went to military school, but I would have sucked being in the armed services because I just cannot take orders. In any case, I loved Boys Life magazine because it would come with like 2 or 3 short stories, and then articles about the outdoors and games and stuff like that. I loved it. So like I'd get in bed at night, read that, and then I'd read my comics, like my Sergeant Rocks and stuff like that. And if I read novels, I'd read like War of the Worlds and stuff like that. I loved it, and I would just sneak up to my bedroom. I'm talking like 6th, 7th, 8th grade, right? Maybe into 9th grade, before I discovered rock and roll and wanted to become a punk rocker. Um, I'd grab like a bag of chips and I don't know, a soda or something like that. And okay, so the boys' book is almost for sale. That's why I haven't pushed it yet. Okay, it's currently in development. Frank says, and cool stuff coming soon. Yes, indeed. Frank, talk to me. Email me about potential merch we could do for it, or you probably have that covered. So whatever. Um, but in any case, I'd go up there and read, and like sometimes my father would be like, "How come you never tell anybody when you're going to bed?" And I'd say, "I don't know." And I guess it was because I just wanted to escape, and there was no better way to escape than by reading. And to this day, to this day, um, I get in bed and I have several books going, and it's my favorite. One of my favorite parts of the day is to get in bed and read. I just love it. And I think a lot of people still do. I mean, there's a lot of there's a lot of these stories going around like reading is dead and all that sort of stuff. No, it's not. People are reading more than ever. You know. What did I finish today? I finished um, The Fall by Camus. I had never read that before, and I read it on my phone. It blew my mind. I want to read it again, and I want to write a book like it. Maybe this next fall, I'm going to try it. It was sort of written. I knew right off the bat. I could tell what he was doing. Not that I'm like a smarty, but I knew right off the bat what what he was going for. I'm not going to blow anything for you. But it's kind of like writing in the second person, which is supposed to be a no-no, but I find it fascinating. So, I'm going to try it. Anyway, and I'm reading. What else am I reading? I'm reading the latest Tony Bourdain book, biography. This guy pulls no punches. He comes right out and says Argento. What was her first name? Something Argento, or am I thinking like the pasta sauce? He like blames her right off the bat. Doesn't even wait till the end. He's like, she did this. But read it just for yourself. And what else do I got going? Oh, Troy read all the stories when he put together, because he was the big editor for True Pulp, and there's a few that I didn't read, so I'm reading the stories that I didn't read for our True Pulp anthology, which you can now get online. And I don't know, perhaps even a small bookstore near you. But this is out and ready to go. It's in paperback, it's an ebook, and I believe Troy is working on audio. I think he's going to do it himself. He's got a great voice. Um, all right, so Frank says, in the meantime, we're working on another collection for a new theme. I'm in on that, Frank, if you want. I know you want to open it up, but I'm in on that. I'm in on that action. See, I keep taking on more stuff at a time when I should be like laying off, eating Jello, watching TV all afternoon, and drooling on myself. No, I'm not that old yet. That'll be in 20 years. Knock on wood. All right, so that's all that's going on right now. I should call this afternoon coffee with Vin. That's gay, isn't it? All right, somebody's going to come down on me for saying that's gay, isn't it? I don't care. It's a good word. Scott Adams he's got like morning coffee with Scott Adams. I love Scott Adams. He's a terrific dude. All right, thanks, Frank. He'll be in touch. You know what that means? It means I'm in. Frank, I'm not. Whatever you got to do, brother. But for sure, I'll be promoting the boys collection, boys adventure. No namby-pamby boys for us. We want, adventurous stories for adventurous boys and girls. All right, that's all I got for now. I'll be coming back to you more often now, and certainly as we get Alibi going, Alibi Syndicate Press. Certainly, I'll be interviewing more and more of the authors whom we publish. And so more on that kind of thing later on. Again, though, it's a writer's life. I don't want this to turn into like, what's your book about? I don't do that stuff. There's other podcasters that do that stuff far better than I do it. I like to talk about anything because it all has to do with the writer's life. All right. That said, Frank, thanks for chiming in. It was great seeing you. And I'm sure we'll be talking. And what do I usually say? Oh, yeah. By the way, I leave for Italy in 5 weeks. And I'll be coming from you there, too, of course.